The cool thing is, like, he just keeps coming back in, video games and stuff. He just keeps showing up. I was telling somebody the other day, I'll bet I've said Kakarot 10,000 times, 10,000 different ways, and they ought to just make a folder with all of my Kakarots in it. And then, totally, I don't even need to come in anymore. We need a long Kakarot. Oh, there's a good one. And just, drop them in, because I'm sure I've done every conceivable variation of Kakarot. But I loved it. I love it. Bad guys, from an actor standpoint, bad guys are often a lot more fun to play than good guys. Because bad guys, if they're written well, bad guys tend to have a lot more complicated color to their past and their story. And if they're really well written bad guys, there's a reason why they turned bad. And you come to find out a lot more about them. And they're more interesting and more intricate than a lot of times than just the hero is. So, yes.
Okay, I want to know, one, if you have heard of the fact that there's going to be a live-action Airbender movie.
You guys, don't get so excited. If Hollywood's doing it, don't get so excited.
And the second thing I was gonna.
It's what? Oh, well, okay, but he's in Hollywood, isn't he?
And the second thing I was gonna ask was how you felt about that.
And I've also heard, this world, what is going on? I've also heard that Keanu Reeves is going to play Spike in Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, I've heard that too, no.
Take your air sickness bags to the theater. And I've also heard that Zac Efron wants to do Full Metal Panic. I'm telling you, do you know what would make the most awesome live-action movie if they actually did it right? Full Metal Alchemist. That would be the most awesome, original, creative idea, which they are so desperately hurting for right now. All they do is just make old TV shows over again. And old movies. I was going down the hallway of a theater a couple of weeks ago, and I saw a marquee, they're remaking Fame. For crying out loud, leave it the heck alone. There are all these great movies, you know what I mean? That certain actors and directors in a time in our lives, certain eras where things came together to make something really cool. And these losers are so desperate for something new, they just keep making the same thing over and over again. And they'll spend 4 times as much money making this Fame as they did making the one in the 80s, and it won't be anywhere near as good. They keep doing this kind of junk, and it really makes me mad. And I'm sorry if I'm kind of ranting about that, but I hate seeing, and you know what else? Meanwhile, look at these amazing movies like Up.
Disney Rock!
Now, you know what? Those movies, think of the story. The stories are incredibly creative. And they're wonderful, and they're uplifting, and they're funny, and they're sweet, and they're action, and they're everything. They're great original stories. Now, you know what really ticks me off is there are probably 500 scripts sitting somewhere of really neat, original, creative ideas like those, and meanwhile they're making garbage over and over again because they play their little formula.